Thanks to the support as a channel member, Andrew McRobbie. Oh, boys and girls, something truly wonderful has happened. I've been given a new contract. I've gone up from £250 a week to £325 a week, which means I can finally afford to get my own place. And it's not a moment too soon as well, because based on how well things are going in the league, I'm starting to get recognised in the snow dome, and it is getting awkward. So it's time we left the job there, left the Holiday Inn Express. We're going to find somewhere to live, which of course means a trip to a non-specific mortgage calculator. Now, £325 a week only works out at just under £17,000 a year. So it's still not buying a mansion money, but they can now finally lend to me up to £29,285, which I'm sure is more than enough to get a house in Tamworth. Although that being said, for some reason, the lowest maximum price you can add on here is 50,000 rather than 29,000. There's not a huge amount. Well, this is within 5 miles of Tamworth. Bearing in mind, still don't have a car, need to be within walking distance. We probably need to sort this by lowest price. The only place we can afford is a double garage. Sorry. There are 2 garages available, each sold separately. In capital letters, £20,000 per garage. I really want to live in a garage, especially with a neighbour. So I think we're going to have to do something we've never done before in non-league to legend. We're going to have to rent. We obviously could stay at the Snowdome and stay at the Holiday Inn for a little bit longer, but like I say, it's getting awkward being there, so I think I do need my own place, my own space. I'm a successful manager in the National League now, and I think it's time we rented. Or at least, you know, got out of the Holiday Inn. I want to be able to make my own breakfast. I don't want to have to eat the one they make for me. So £325 a week in salary, according to Football Manager, after tax is about £300 a week. So about £1,200 a month. So I'm thinking if we scrimp and save, we can probably go as far as £500 a month in rent. And it looks like we've got 2 options. One is a studio flat, which we can get for £297. The other is a house share at £465 a month. I'm thinking we're going to go for the house share because all bills are included. It's also close to Birch Coppice. I don't know what that means. I imagine that's a part of Tamworth. I haven't really learnt the local area since we've been here, but I think we're going to go for the house share, which looks like it's above Tamworth Ironing. What a place to be. So I need a £250 deposit. It's furnished. All my bills are included. This is ideal. It looks very foggy here. Is this straight out of FM24 with the amount of fog they've added in? What do we think? Sister Act is a hairdresser's. We've got the Happy Diner and ironing and laundry, alterations and dry cleaning. They're basically the 3 shops I'll need. I think that's the bedroom I get. Just a single bed, but lovely matching furniture. Don't knock matching furniture, boys and girls. Access to a kitchen that's got scissors in a wood. See, I put my fork. I have my fork for holding the meat when you cut it in that slot of the knife block. I didn't realise that was for scissors. I feel like I've been doing the knife block wrong for 20 years. Lots of chairs in here as well, but remember, of course, these are not my chairs. These are shared chairs. Although I'd like to think one of these chairs at the dining room table will end up being my chair. Weirdly, that just looks like an armchair pointing at the TV. So I don't know how many people are in this house share, but only one of them's allowed to watch telly at any one time. The whitest bathroom in history. And then I guess one of those is my back door. Or I guess only door, and then we look out. I hope we're above the ironing place. This is where I live now, boys and girls. We are moving up in the world. Hello and welcome to part 13 of Non-League to Legend. I'm Kevin. Coming up on today's episode, we have 2 matches for you. One in the FA Cup. First round, actually, against Kidderminster. And then we also have a triple threat match against Dagenham and Redbridge. Since you were last with me, we have continued our excellent start to the season. As you can see, no red on here since the York match. We have not lost a game in the league, just the 1 draw in that time as well against unspecified opponent. And this is how the league table looks. 16 games in, with 3 points clear at the top of the league. Gateshead and the unspecified opponent seem to be pushing us all the way, but we are looking strong, which is good stuff. And now it's FA Cup time, and FA Cup time is important because if you remember, it was our FA Cup run last season that accumulated this large bank balance, which then allowed us to put this team together. A cup run is crucial. We've got the home draw against a Kidderminster team who are down in the National League North. This should be a comfortable route through to the second round, and then the potential for a big tie from there. We want that third round tie away against a big Premier League team because we need the cash, because our financial projection, it's not looking too clever. And if we do end up getting promoted this season, of course, we've then got the additional cost of turning professional, and the balance of that is it's not that much extra money being in the Football League. So we need a war chest if we're planning on getting promoted. This is the team that we're going to put out there for the Kidderminster game. No Adam Berry today, who has been fantastic this season, but he's suspended. 12 goal contributions in 12 matches for him so far. His first ever 12 games of professional football, averaging a 7.61, but he misses today. So we have a grumpy Nathan Shakuna coming back into the team who wants a new contract, but realistically he's never going to get one because he's Berry's reserve, and he's probably going to be leaving. He probably will be leaving at the end of the season. So it's Rose in goal, a back four of Clayton, Brown, Kakuri and Sears, Deeney and Brook in midfield. Ellis Deeney, by the way, still playing regularly. It's very unlike me to play a two-star player. You've seen how ruthlessly we've got rid of most of last year's team, but Ellis Deeney is actually playing quite well, and Antwi just really struggling to get fit, and when he's fit to get into the team, Antwi seems to already be looking like a little bit of a flop. Only managed to start 3 games so far this season. We've then got the front four of Leahy, Chakuna, Akamrich and Evans up front. Yusuf Akamrich, by the way, another one who has been absolutely phenomenal since coming in. Bearing in mind he's been playing off of the wing. 8 goals, 4 assists, 4 man of the matches and a 7.34. I still think long term he may well become our striker, but at the moment, he's playing well enough coming in off the wing that there's no reason to mess with it. So let's get the team submitted, get in there and hopefully get him to the second round of the FA Cup. Shakuna, of course, not match fit because he's barely played this season because of the I was going to say the rise of Berry, but really Berry started the first game of the season and has been fantastic right from the off. So it's not even the rise of Berry. Berry was just always better than Shakuna, which does make me very sad to say. But here is Shakuna trying to demonstrate why he still has value at the club, get himself that new contract. And there is Yusuf Akamrich at the far post. It's a lovely cross from Clayton. Clayton, by the way, I have noticed he's 6'6". I don't think I've mentioned it in any of the videos yet, but our left back is 6'6". Unfortunately, he can't head the ball, so he's not actually as much of a threat as last season's left back, Cullinan Liebird, but he's got a decent cross on him, and that's a lovely header from Akamrich. I think that's one of the reasons why Akamrich is doing as well as he is, because Clayton is one of our best attacking threats coming up from left wing back. He hits a beauty of a cross, and Akamrich is just there coming in off that far post time and time again for those tap-ins, those far post headers, and he is very much enjoying life. Looks very foggy and misty here in Tamworth today, similar to what it looked like outside my new house. So maybe it is just a foggy time of year to be in Tamworth, but we've just got away with one a little bit there with the effort from the edge of the area from Kidderminster that ends up being disallowed. We've got 3,000 people through the door, so it's not a sellout. We've not reached capacity for our FA Cup first round tie this year, which we did last year, I think. But I think once you do get into the first round proper, there is a decent amount of prize money. So if we do manage to pull off the win, which is looking pretty likely at the moment, bear in mind the form we're in and the fact we're a division above Kidderminster now, and we're 2-0 up inside 15 minutes, I think we should have some decent prize money in our future. This is just really poor defending. I'm not sure what Kidderminster are trying to do here, but Shakuna, with some good work, really closing down the defender as he faffs around on the ball and releasing Evans. So we'll put a little tick in the positive column for Shakuna there. I would love for one of last year's boys to emerge as a star once again. We've obviously still got Finn knocking around as well, who's just not getting the opportunity to get in the team because of how good the wingers we've brought in are. There's just no spot for him. But Shakuna taking this opportunity and he's playing pretty well. Remember, of course, playing against a team from the division below, so you do have to take it with a little bit of a pinch of salt. Leahy drives it low across goal. It ends up back into the area. It's now Sears with the cross. Evans trying to get onto the end of it, but it was a little bit overhit to find Evans, and now Kidderminster with a chance for a counter-attack, but we've dealt with it comfortably. And it's Deeney. Again, Deeney has been great. He really is slotting in nicely into the central midfield in this team. Although being on a yellow card this early in a match, playing as the ball-winning midfielder, this might be the end of Ellis Deeney's running the team if he gets himself sent off today and allows Antwi. And that's lovely work from the front three combined. Evans did really well to unselfishly play it across to a Camrich, but then to tuck it back into Shakuna for the finish. Oh, we've got an alien invasion incoming. Yeah, the Football Manager is still working on this. We've figured out what it is. It's to do with it's the roofs of small grounds, which unfortunately our ground is one of them. So because on Twitch we've now moved clubs to a club with a bigger ground, and we don't have the problem anymore. So it's just something to do with this particular size of stadium is glitching out when the roof comes into play. So if we could maybe see this replay from a different angle. No, it's already started now. So if you do have photosensitivity, look away for the next 5 seconds or so. But I do want to show the replay all the same because it was lovely work. Evans playing it across to a Camrich who, is he tackled there or does he play it across to Shakuna? It was a weirdly unselfish thing for a Camrich to do. So I think probably there was a tackle in there. We've got these lines across the pitch now beautifully. It's not a graphics card thing, and oh, for goodness sake. Right, let's go to 2D. We don't get it on 2D. This is what I've resorted to, Football Manager. If you could fix this, it would be super. I know not everybody is having the issue, but I've seen from the comments section and from Twitter that enough people are having the problem for it to be a problem. It's definitely a Football Manager thing, not a computer thing, not a graphics card thing, not a drivers thing. I've updated my Windows. I've updated my graphics card. I've done all of the fiddling around with the game that you asked me to fiddle around with. It's still happening, and it's hugely problematic. So if you could fix it, that would be super. Thank you. We're 4-0 up. I cannot believe on FM24 I'm having to do a match on the 2D camera. That is ridiculous. Can we have that fixed, please? I just can't have an alien invasion happening constantly. Dare we go back to the 3D camera for the second half? Because it doesn't normally happen this often. It's so weird. This is so weird doing a 2D. Did you even know this still existed? I feel like I'm back on FM12 again. So a Camrich plays it across to Evans. I mean, we're good at football, aren't we? We're 5-0 up. That one's been disallowed. Right, we're switching back to the other camera. Oh, hello. What have we got here? So when you're on the 2D, apparently you switch to whatever camera that was when you're looking at offsides. That's interesting. Didn't know that. Right, let's jump back into our normal camera view. If it happens again, I think we'll just abandon this match, knowing that we've already got it won, and we'll just move on to the next one, which hopefully, is it away from home? Away games seem fine. It's our stadium that's the problem. Imagine if we end up having to leave Tamworth just because the stadium is too glitched out. That would be really upsetting. We don't want to have to do that. We've conceded a goal here as well because I'm distracted by aliens. And, I mean, it's poor from Sears, who's missed his header there. The Kidderminster player gets in behind him and drills it across. I don't think we're in any kind of imminent danger of conceding another couple of goals and letting them back into the game, especially with a Camrich playing as well as he is today. He is having an absolutely storming match. It's another one for him. It's 5-1 now. And this is good stuff. It's the exact same goal I described before. Clayton with the cross, a Camrich there at the far post to just tuck it away. And yeah, he is having the time of his life, having goals fed to him on a plate constantly from those crosses from the left-hand side. Right, we've got a counter-attack on here again. It doesn't actually make it as far as Leahy, and Kidderminster with the effort, but it's straight into the hands of Rose. Easy peasy, nice and comfortable for him to get a hold of. And then Rose with the lumped clearance forward, looking for, I think that was Shakuna who'd actually run beyond Evans. There is Shakuna again. Shakuna's had a very good game as well. It's like the Nathan Shakuna of old, but it probably is just a fleeting cameo because Berry has been so good that it doesn't matter how well Shakuna's played. I just can't really justify not bringing Berry straight back into the team, although a Camrich has been fouled there and it's a penalty. Is there anyone on a hat-trick? I don't think there is. So Ellis Deeney is going to step up and try and make it number 6. This shows just how much better this team is than the one that was in this league last year, because obviously we did win the National League North relatively comfortably last year, but we weren't completely dismantling teams in the playoffs the way we have done today. We've definitely made a step up. That rebuild we did in the summer seems to have been quite effective. So I'm pretty happy with that one. Shakuna looks like he's tiring now. He's given the ball away relatively easily, and now Kidderminster trying to get a counter-attack going. But I suspect we're just going to take the ball off them again, although Sears has been turned quite easily again there. Shakuna is chasing all the way back to try and cut off the opportunity for Kidderminster, and they're just recycling the ball back and then just popping it in from range. I mean, if we're restricting them to shooting from range like that, I think we're going to be very comfortable, aren't we? Right, we're allowed 5 substitutions today, which we're not normally allowed. So let's get Kyle Finn on for a rare appearance for him this season. We're also going to bring on Sam Paul at left back. And who else have we got that we'd like to have a look at? I think we're going to bring Antwi on to give him an opportunity to get some minutes. If he can get match fit, all is not lost for him, I don't think. He just hasn't really impressed when we've used him, but today has got to be a day where he can come in and look quite good. I'd quite like Finn to look very good as well, but I suspect this isn't the level for Finn, and he's probably going to be another one who is going to be moving on in the nearish future. Idahen's going to come on at left back. We're going to bring on Kingdon to play right back. We've completely shuffled around the defence at this point, but we're 5 goals up with 10 minutes to go. It doesn't really matter, does it, boys and girls? The important thing here is we're just waiting to be put into that hat for the second round of the FA Cup, where, similar to what we've looked for on last year's Cup run, we either want another home game against non-league opposition that we can win comfortably, it's a good free kick, and get ourselves into the third round, or if there's big teams in it, and there usually are going to be some big League One teams, we want that big away game against a League One team, because in the FA Cup, the gate receipt is split between the two clubs. I think it's 45-45. I think the FA take 10%, but both the home and away teams get 45% of the gate receipt. So for a club like us, who are regularly playing in front of less than 2,000 people, if we were to go away to a club who've got like 50,000 people coming through the door, we're getting effectively 25,000 people's worth of gate receipts, which is huge. We also got 41k in prize money, so that is a nice little financial boost. But hopefully we can now get a nice big financial boost with a nice draw in the second round, which we'll do now. Right, here we go then. FA Cup second round draw time. Sheffield Wednesday, please. That feels like that would be a big money-making draw. It's Sol Campbell hosting the draw as well. So we want that big away game or the easy home game. Anything else would be very, very disappointing. I mean, for me personally, that one would be a lot of fun. It wouldn't make us a lot of money, but it would be a lot of fun. No, boo and hiss. We don't want any of these. Right. Okay, we'll take an easy home game against a non-league team then, please. Go on. I mean, it's winnable. We may well be finding ourselves in the third round of the FA Cup again for the second year in a row, because depending on who we get, Dorking are in the relegation zone in the league we're in. Hartlepool, mid-table in the league we're in. They're both teams we should be able to beat, and we're at home. So fingers crossed, we should have an FA Cup third round once again, which will do wonders for our overall balance. Let's go and play Dagenham and Redbridge. Right, we made a few changes for the Dagenham game. A couple of players able to come back in. Berry back from suspension. Domenge is fit again, so Camrich moves over to the left-hand side. We've also got a few players who are looking to start more games, so we're going to rotate them in. Ida Hens coming in at centre-back, Paul coming in at right-back, Antwi coming in midfield as well. Just allows us to do a little bit of rotation. What I'm also going to do, because we're at home and we've just seen the problems we have with our home stadium at the moment, I am going to change the camera angle and see if that solves the problem. So it's not ideal because I don't really like the sideline view, but if we, I don't know, if we get that to a nice level, that might solve the problem. I can't guarantee that it will, but maybe it's the camera angle that's the problem. I mean, it's slightly off angle compared to what we're used to seeing it at, but you can still see everything that's going on. So I guess I can cope with it. To me, it feels a little bit weird that the camera is moving, because obviously if you're watching a game of football on TV, the camera doesn't move up and down the pitch like this. But actually from a tactical perspective, from an actually watching what's going on perspective, we are probably going to get a better view of what's going on. So let me know down in the comments section what camera angles you use, especially if you're one of the people who's been having this glitch. If it turns out that everyone who has the glitch is playing on the same TV camera view that I'm playing on, then we've narrowed down even further what's causing the problem. We already know it's only happening on small grounds, on specific stands, when the camera tries to pan near post. If we can also narrow it down to a camera angle, then we really are starting to do Sports Interactive's job for them and making it a little bit easier for them to just go and fix, hopefully. Right, Berry turns with the ball. And the highlight just ends. I want to see this new camera angle in action. Really, I want to get through the entire match. If we get through the entire match with no alien invasion, then I guess we assume that was what was causing the problem, and we'll just have to get used to playing the game like this. See, watching a penalty from here just seems weird, but he's missed. When I say he's missed it, I mean Rose has missed it. Their player, obviously not. Remember, of course, we are at a slight disadvantage today because we are playing against both Dagenham and Redbridge, and that joke never gets old. So, we've got to overcome odds being against us. I'm also wondering if we've maybe rotated a little bit too much. We played so well in that previous match to then go and make 5 changes. Might send the wrong message to the boys. I don't want them to be getting complacent. Let's offer a little bit of encouragement. And if we don't step our game up soon, it might be time to yell at them a little bit. But Evans has done really well there, intercepting that chance and then drives it wide. They've got Just Ham involved, the Tesco sandwich man. He's one of my favourite goalkeepers in real life football. He is just a Tesco sandwich. It's amazing. Right, we've got a throw down here on the near side. Paul to Domenge, who's online. Is he on from Aston Villa? I think he is. Antwi from the edge of the area. I thought he was lining up for a shot there, and I think we've got a penalty of our own. So we've got to watch weird penalties from the side of the pitch at both ends. Oh, please fix this problem soon. This is a weird camera angle. But Kakuri, I'm not quite sure why he's taking the penalty. But that is his 6th goal of the season. He's our main set piece man these years, as in getting on the end of the set pieces. If he's taking the penalties as well as being the guy we're aiming for from corners, he could end up breaking Cullen and Leibert's goal record for a defender from last year. We're a third of the way through the season. He's already got 6 goals. So, I mean, he has to pick up the pace a little bit, but I don't think he's been taking penalties before today. So I guess one of the guys that we've rotated out of the team, in fact, Ellis Deeney, I think normally takes the penalties. We saw him do it in the last game. So Kakuri probably needs to go on penalties full time if he's gonna break the Cullen and Liebert record. If you want to see the set piece stuff in more detail, by the way, I did put a video out on the channel this morning showing you what I'm doing from my set pieces. It's quick and easy to learn as well, because we're not doing anything hugely complicated, but what we are doing is effective. So if you want to see our set piece stuff in action, that video from this morning on the channel is the one for you. We actually get a better view of the corners from this angle. I'm not completely against this camera angle. Like I say, if there's another one you think I should try, let me know. But this, now I'm getting a little bit more used to it. It's not hideous, and we've not had the glitch yet, and we've had a couple of near side corners as well, which would normally cause the problem. But I think we saw what's gone on there much clearer, and it looked like there might have been an offside as well, which we also saw much clearer than we normally would, and it has been disallowed for offside. Let's offer a little bit more encouragement and hopefully make some changes that are going to get us back into this game. Demenge hasn't been very good at all. The only problem is we haven't got Leahy on the bench because we're only allowed 5 substitutions and it's FM24, so we have to have a goalkeeper. We are a little bit limited with who we can bring on here. What I'm going to do, I think, is bring on Ryan Sears and then swap everyone around and get Clayton forward, which we have done a few times. Paul can play left back. I think we get Deeney on in midfield. He can come on for Brooke, and that will do for now. Did we already offer some encouragement? We did already offer some encouragement. Dagenham, by the way, down in the relegation zone, so we don't really have any excuse for not winning this game. I think we need to demand more. We are going to demand more, and I think we're also going to look at getting Adekoya on. Connor Evans has been very quiet today, so Adekoya can come on for the final 10 minutes, hopefully put himself about a bit, and find a way to break through against the Sandwich in goal for Dagenham. But they are knocking the ball around us relatively comfortably. For a team that's down in the relegation zone, they've played pretty well today. If we could, there you go, win the ball back through Deeney in midfield. And now Berry trying to demonstrate that he is better than Shakuna. And that's just what Adam Berry's been doing all year. It's such a strong finish from Berry. He's quite good at football, isn't he? That's lovely stuff. I mean, now this is an angle where we got the glitch before. Are we going to avoid the glitch from this angle? I think we might be, which doesn't really make sense because changing the main camera angle shouldn't affect whether the glitch happens on the behind goal reverse angle, thinking about it. But I mean, I'm not Sports Interactive, so I don't really know one way or the other. All I do know is we've changed the camera angle for this match. And as it stands at the moment, we have gone through 87 minutes of a home game without having the glitch. And that's the first time in a long time. And I would love nothing more than to be able to stop talking about this stupid alien invasion now. It was funny the first time it happened. I'm fed up of it. Berry from... Oh, see, I thought that had gone in. That's a camera angle thing. I was convinced that was going in. I imagine if we'd have seen it from behind like we normally would, we'd have seen that go well wide. But that was that looked like it was closer than it probably actually was. Berry now playing it over to Clayton, who can square it and can't get past that first man. But Deeney playing really well in midfield again today. But Paul sells Antwi a little bit short. And now Kidderminster, Dagenham had a 3-on-3, but Kakuri deals with it. Adekoya's miles offside there. But somehow we've got away with it. Berry bursts through. I thought it was a lovely finish from Berry. I think that was offside anyway. Adekoya was definitely coming back from an offside position, but it doesn't matter anyway because we've won 2-1. There's your full-time whistle and no glitch. Problem solved? Question mark? If you enjoyed that, please make sure you leave a nice big thumbs up on there for me. Subscribe to the channel for daily Football Manager videos. And thank you very much for watching.